Good afternoon, everybody. Jim Fleeler, Vice President of Sales for Charlotte Products in Canada. Welcome to today's YouTube video. As you know, we've been conducting our COVID-19 and our webinars on a weekly basis for the last, since the beginning of March, as a matter of fact. And what we keep knowing is we get a lot of questions from the customers, and that is you, that all about how do they lower the risk, how do you lower the risk of an outbreak. So one of the most popular questions this week has been, what about when the building re-enters, we re-enter it, we come back to work, what about the machinery that's been sitting idle? What we do know is, I've been in the industry about 40 years, I have never officially heard of a cleaning and disinfecting protocol for automatic scrubbers and carpet extractors and wet vacuums and things like that. So whenever we left in prime time, the building is probably growing actually in the recovery tank, and that it could be any kind of type of bacteria or virus. And you got to remember, any type of automated equipment is just like a custodian or a janitor that touches almost everything in the building. In this case, it's the floor. What we do know with coronavirus, it's droplet based, so that's certainly a risk there that we want to alleviate. So that's today's topic, and so why don't we just begin, and we'll start there, and we'll get you through with how to lower the risk of an outbreak. This is a Tennant T7 that we have here. This is what we use actually to clean our floors in our Charlotte Products facility. This is in no question, no way a bad reflection on Tennant, because it wouldn't matter what brand of auto scrubber it is. Believe me, they all are the same, and it's what the custodian does to it. So you can see this machine is fairly new. It's in good shape. It's got a good maintenance program. It's been sitting a little bit in some corners there because we have a few of them without the unit. But I'm going to open this, and I just don't know what I'm going to find. And I can tell you that is one nasty smell. I'm not quite sure what it smells like, but it doesn't smell like a healthy thing. And this is not staged in any way. Look at this, is just what's in the recovery tank. The question being here is, if this is sat for a month or two and it's been maybe full or half full of whatever, it's picked everything up from the floors, it could be a whole lot worse than this. So let's now teach you how to clean this out. Make sure all of the parts of the solution system and recovery system are disinfected. So let's show you that. Okay, so here we are. We're down at the filling station. Here is what we are, and what we want to do here is, we know it's not the recovery tank, not just the recovery tank where the issue of cross-contamination is, but it's also the squeegee blade assembly, the vac hose assembly, any of the brushes or the floor pads, whether they're cylindrical or round or whatever, anywhere where bacteria and viruses can grow. We want to do what we call a disinfectant flush on these machines before we bring it out. So it's what I've got here. I've chose my Enviro Solutions ES364, obviously Health Canada registered, 5-minute dwell time, norovirus kill claim, neutral formulation, the whole works, good for all kinds of different surfaces. I put my portionate on top, and what I want to mix here is I want to mix 4 ounces. Okay, and basically I've already put 2 of these in here, so I really want to have about 6, 7, 8 gallons in the tank to do a complete flush. So you can see I'm just going to take this, mix it, just pour it in. Okay, simple as that. Then I'm going to take my clear water out of the wall, and I'm just going to fill. Okay, so all I need here, and I've got a meter on my machine to tell me how many liters or how many gallons. And what I basically need here is, about 4 gallons of water ready to go. And this will take probably about a minute or so to fill that. And we are good to go. Now I want to make sure the top's on, and I'm all set. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go through the warehouse, a couple of areas, 1 distinct aisle is what I'm really going to do, and I'm going to allow that whole disinfectant solution to flush through there, acting as if you've pre-cleaned and actually allowed your 5-minute dwell time. So that's what I'm going to replicate here now. So come and join me. Now all I'm doing here is I'm just doing a small area of the floor, really flushing and disinfecting the recovery tank, the squeegees, the brushes, and those kinds of things. So this is the easiest way to do it. and I'll just go back and forth for about 5 minutes, so I've got the dwell time through the whole entire system of the machine there. This machine actually works really good, turns on a dime. It's got lots of safeties in it. We actually happen to have our diamond honing brushes on this, honing pad, sorry, that will actually polish the concrete, put a real nice sheen to it, and really eliminate the need for polymer coatings on concrete and terrazzo, as a matter of fact. So I've pretty well done, for the sake of the video, I've done my 5 minutes pretty well there. That gives enough time for all the disinfectant solution to get in the hoses, to get in the tank, recovery tank that is, through actually the solution system as well, if there happened to be anything in there before, all through my brushes and squeegee. So what I do know now is I've flushed that. We're going to show you the tank in a second, and then we're actually going to clean and disinfect the outside of the machine, and then this is good to go right back into any building, re-entry for full production in use in any particular building that auto scrubbers are found in. Okay, so as you've been following along, we've done our disinfectant, our ES364. We've scrubbed the floor for about 5 or so minutes, making sure we've got the right dwell time. ES364 is 5 minutes. We knew what this was like before. It was cleaned out not bad, better than a lot of them are left there. But I haven't looked at it yet, but let's look at it, and hopefully it should smell a little better, because 364 also has a really nice odor counteractant in it that'll actually improve the smell of the facility, which is a real good clean image to protect. So I'm going to take this off. I'm not going to be near as afraid this time, but if you actually look in here, you can see now that has come from the solution system, the recovery system. It's come from the floor as well, and you can see that's pretty nasty. The filtration systems on these need to be cleaned. These are replaceable cartridges as well. All of those things should be serviced. I mean, there are PM programs, all distributors have those, but what I do know is I have actually lowered the risk of cross-contamination in any facility. This is the same whether it's a carpet extractor, whether it's a wet vacuum as well. What we have to do is teach people the right education to clean these things out to lower the risk of an outbreak. So let's just spend a few minutes now. We're going to do the outside of the machine. I'm going to flush this out after. We'll actually flush it out and make sure it's spotless. We'll discharge everything there in the down the appropriate drain. And we're going to do the outside now and make sure that the operator is safe as well. Okay, so now that we've actually showed you how to disinfect and flush the complete solution and recovery system of the machine, same thing goes for a carpet extractor or wet dry vacuum, by the way. It's important that we actually disinfect and clean the machinery before the operator does that flush, and also after they're done, because they could go for a lunch break or be done at the end of the day. Another operator could jump on there because they generally don't stop. So let's actually show you how to actually clean and disinfect the high contact areas or the risk areas there. Okay, so you can see here we have our ES15. We've always been talking about that. We have a gallon ready-to-use formula, or 3.78 liter. We also have our trigger sprayer, which is a 946 or a quart bottle for our US customers. And then we've got my favorite, the pump up sprayer, which takes this refill. We've talked about it before. You basically put it in ready to go, and you're ready to go. Okay, so you've pressurized it. So what I basically want to do is I want to take and put a fine mist on areas, and I'm not going to do everything because of for the sake of the video, but I want to do a pre-clean. Always, that's the protocol of disinfecting. I want to do a pre-clean of surfaces, removing gross film on anywhere that people may touch. So they could touch the sides, the backrest, obviously. They're going to lift this up to actually get at the batteries, the tank here as well. They're going to touch this to actually get at the recovery tank. Obviously the steering wheel, all the touch points around there. the underside of it as well. And what we're doing is just basically what we're calling a pre-clean. The buttons where the solution systems are, the vac systems, the brush systems, how you engage those, the actual key, the safety horn, all of these things. So we really are doing a pre-clean. Once we've done that pre-clean, we basically want to put a fine mist on, and the way that ES15 works, okay, is you spray and walk away. 5-minute dwell time, spray enough on that it does that. What I would do with this too is I'd recommend after the dwell time just taking a water rinse and cloth and drying it off. You want to make sure it's ready to go when somebody comes back, the operator comes back to go from there. So that's really, you know, what I'm going to do. I'm going to wipe it down after that, okay? And obviously, we have our ServClean gel sanitizer here. What I would recommend at the end of that, before you actually go anywhere throughout the building, make sure you put that on your hands. It's like any alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Work it in well to your hands. We actually are now you know, manufacturing, putting that across Canada, maybe soon in the United States as well, but that's some real good peace of mind there for you for hand safety and hand hygiene and lowering the risk. So really at Charlotte Products, this is just one more way of transferring the education to you to really lower the risk of an outbreak. Thank you.